Now, there are a lot of big stars in this series. You know, Billy Bob Thornton's in it, and he's been in everything. And then we come to you, and you're a newer performer. What was it like working with a lot of these other established, known stars?
Yeah, it was really intimidating, and to go into. It was just a really it was a strange place to come from not having made a television show and going into an environment where I knew I was going to have to do a lot of catch up to just sort of know how things worked and to get like the lay of the land. And then to have the people that you're working with be such seasoned professionals that have been doing this for such a long time was really intimidating.
Martin Freeman's in it. He was in The Hobbit.
Martin Freeman is amazing. Sean Doyle, who was a really seasoned television actor. Keith Carradine, Bob Odenkirk, like all these kind of, you know, titans. But luckily, I have been met with nothing but like gracious patience and kindness from everyone that I've come into contact with. They've been really, really kind to me, both on set and off. They've been really generous with their knowledge of the industry and of the ins and outs of things. And so I never felt like, my big fear was that I was going to be sort of dragging things down and we were going to have to go slowly for me while I learned just the lingo and like just the day-to-day of how things worked. But I learned really quickly, and I had some great teachers along the way.
So how did you win the role? Was there a moment where you gave an audition or did something and they said, you've got it? Or what was the moment where you actually won this role?
You know, I mean, I think I've been acting for 10 years, just in like commercials, and I've been writing my own stuff, and I've been doing sketch, and you know, I've been kind of like chipping away at it for such a long time. And when you're a working actor, you go on a million auditions, and you try to forget about them the second you walk out the door, which is exactly what I did when I taped for this. Because most auditions you go on, whether it's a commercial for Palmolive or it's a taping for Fargo or far-fetched, you're not going to get it. Someone else is going to get it. So I taped for this show, and in the middle of like my day, I was unemployed at the time. I was temping in the mornings, and I was searching for jobs in the afternoons, and I stopped by my agency and I put myself on tape for this. So 6 weeks later, kind of things had escalated to the point where it was really kind of had become really real, and I came to New York to actually test and get into a room with Noah and Adam Bernstein and sit down with them and actually get to work with them. And from there, it was five days. 5 days later, I learned I got the role.
You mentioned chipping. This is the worst segue ever.
Okay.
Of course, Fargo has that famous wood chipper scene. Is there anything?
I did that for you.
I told you it's one of the worst
You're welcome.
segues ever. Now, is there something in this new series that compares to that?
That sort of iconic
iconic moment,
Yeah, I think so. You know, and it's funny for me because I feel like everything I read, I was like, this is going to be our wood chipper. Like, this is it. But I think it's difficult to predict that. I think that, you know, the zeitgeist will sort of determine what is going to be the sort of standing symbol of the show. But I think that they're definitely there for the taking.
And so, what's next for this series? It's a limited run series. Will there be more? Will they have a second season, do you think? What have you heard?
There's been talk of a second season. Nothing's definite. Of course, we have to kind of see what ratings are, and if people like it, as certainly we like it while we are making it. And then, you know, if there is a second season, a second installment, I guess, of the kind of anthology, the Fargo anthology, will be a separate, you know, miniseries. But you know, Noah has said that it's not going to be the same. It's not going to pick up where things left off. It's going to be a completely different story. There's going to be different characters in it. So I don't think anything's really definite right now. I'm sure that he's made some pitches behind some closed doors as to where we would go with that if we were lucky enough to have a second season. But I wish I could say that I can't tell you because I know, but I can't tell you because I don't know. I have no idea what the plan is.